今日のエピソードでは、英語圏である西洋諸国における特定の社会的状況についての重要なソーシャルイングリッシュのヒントをお教えします。アメリカ、カナダ、イギリス、その他の英語圏の国で実際に使えるように英会話のスキルアップに焦点を当てた社会的状況に関する大事なヒントを聞きながら学んでいきます。
This is the first episode of the YouTube version of this podcast. And today, I want to talk about something to help you get better at conversations. It's a 6-part series. Today, we're going to start with part 1. I call it the F.O.R.D method.And it's to help you get better at speaking English. Let's get started.
今日のソーシャルイングリッシュのエピソードは、中級または上級のスキルレベルで英語を勉強している人々を対象としています。初心者の方はゆっくりとエピソードを聞いてください。
For this series, you want to be at least an intermediate or medium level of understanding English because we're going to be talking about conversations and how to learn and express yourself. This means that you should be able to form basic conversations when talking to someone in English. If you can form basic conversations and understand what I am saying now, you should be fine for this series. So what is this technique and when should you use it? This technique is called the F.O.R.D method and it has 4 parts, F, O, R, and D. That F, O, and R, D should help you be able to remember how to use the technique when you are talking to someone. So what is it for? When you should use this method?When you are having a conversation with someone that you want to learn more about, you're having an exciting conversation with someone you meet and you want to know more about them, this is a great time to use the F.O.R.D method. You meet someone that you really want to be friends with or just learn a lot more about and have a great not just interaction, but you really want to make a connection and learn more about them, that's when you want to try to use the F.O.R.D method. Even though it's basic information, it does allow you to start to form a deep connection with someone. You need to use this method. It's really good to use if you want to make friends, best friends, close friends, great classmates. You want to make a really good friendship with them, or maybe even if you want to go further and build another like dating type of relationship. One last thing before I teach you this F.O.R.D method, you do not want to use this with someone that you don't want to form a close relationship with. So this is not for a boss at work or just a store clerk when you go shopping. This is for someone that you are actually going to make a connection with and make a friendship with or more. So this is what I want you to remember about the F.O.R.D method. F stands for family. O stands for occupation. R stands for recreation, and D stands for dreams or desires. That is the F.O.R.D in the F.O.R.D method. That is it for today's episode, everybody. As I said, this is the first episode of the YouTube version of the podcast. The podcast is Social English for Japanese Learners. Listen to it, Apple Podcast, or all of your podcast players. I'll leave a link down below so you can access the podcast. using your headphones or your smartphone while you're on the train or something like that. You can listen to it easily. For today's action item, all I want you to do is I want you to remember the F.O.R.D and practice F.O.R.D and remember what the F.O.R.D stands for. Okay? Just remember that. Practice remembering what it means. And in the next episode, we're going to get into more detail on the F, which is the first part, family. We're going to go into more detail about that. And I'm going to teach you how to use that in conversations. So, stay tuned for next episode. I'll see you next time. And that's all. Peace and love.
今日は楽しい時間をありがとうございました。ぜひ私たちのウェブサイト realsocialenglish.com を訪問して日本語訳と役立つ情報を手に入れてください。また次回お会いしましょう。バイバイ。See you next time. Bye bye.